Okay. Yeah, Pat, just start off with the obvious. Take us through the blocked extra point and the return. Seemed like a pretty big momentum shifter.
Yeah, and I think it just kind of goes to what we've been emphasizing as a team, playing 4 quarters of football and always finishing. Because, if you look at it, they scored a touchdown in the previous play, but, we got to go out and play every single play like it's our last. So even though they scored, unfortunately, we gave up a touchdown, that's a big play. It's able to shift momentum, get the offense back rolling, and get, the team morale back going. Yeah.
Can you kind of take us through the play and what
Jason?
you saw?
I was just the extra guy, checking for fakes, and then I see the ball blocked, went up in the air, and then kind of just had to hit it. And then Coach Wiley and Coach Kagans, they always track our speeds because we always have GPSs. So every single week we're competing for who has the fastest in-game time. So whenever I got the ball, I'm trying to go 23 miles an hour.
Thanks, man.
Go to Bob Prisbillo and then Eric Bailey after that.
Pat, another game where the defense has to make a huge stop late. I mean, where's the confidence level right now with this defense through the first 3 weeks?
We're incredibly confident, and it's kind of you'll see guys like IT, frustrated after the game, J-Red frustrated after the game, after they had a very productive game, but it's we know what we're capable of, and even though we came out, we played well. There's a lot of plays that we left on the field. Me, for example, I had 2 missed tackles. IT had some missed sacks. Other guys who missed some plays and we left them out there. But even though we won the game, and it's said that we quote unquote played good, I think it's the ambition and the pursuit of perfection that the defense has adopted, and we're always continuously and hungry and ambitious to keep on going and keep on improving.
Go to Eric Bailey, and then we'll do Ryan Chapman after that.
Congrats on the win. Hey, you guys were down some players in the secondary today. Can you just talk about how to overcome that and how much did depth really help you guys on the back end in an important game like this?
I think it kind of just speaks to the university. Not to be arrogant, but, we're a top premier football team. We're one of the best college football teams in history. And the depth in the players and the talent that we have in the room, from coaching to administration to players, is evident. So, it's one guy down, next man up, and it's no drop off. And I think that's the biggest difference between, prior years past in this defense this year is we have so many great guys, because if you think about it, J-Red, you have Perion, then you have IT, then you have Cole, then you have Jordan Kelly, then you have Josh Ellison. And it's whenever you start going down the list of who's a good player on defense, that list turns from 5 guys to 20 guys to 25 guys extremely quick. So I think the talent we have in here is evident, and it was on display today.
3 games into the season, do you feel good at where this defense is going into Big 12 play, or is there still a lot of room for improvement?
I think it's a tricky game, because with football, you can kind of never stay stagnant, because it's a behavioral thing. So behavior it's either good or bad. So, I have to say that, we're not comfortable, because we have to keep on excelling and improving, or else we're going to quickly fall into complacency. So I think that's kind of the mentality. And then regardless, in a football game, you're always going to leave plays out there. Like I said, I missed 2 tackles. So in the back of my head, even though I did this and that this game, it's I left 2 tackles out in the field. And, you add 2 tackles up across 12 games, that's 24 tackles. Now you're looking at being a 60 tackle guy and an 80 tackle guy. So I think we're hungry to keep on improving. I know that probably isn't what you want to hear, but, we're confident. I'm confident in all my guys. So.
Thanks. Have a good weekend, man.
You too.
Go to Ryan Chapman.
Hey, Pat, so in the run-up to this game, it's kind of weird because it's obviously a historic rivalry, but it's been dormant for, better part of a decade. There are some extracurriculars on the field before the game. You've played a lot of football here. How did this game rank as far as intensity, hard-hitting, all that stuff compared to some of the other rivalry games you've played here at Oklahoma?
Oh, man, I think my 2 personal favorite games are 2019, whenever we played Texas in the Red River, our first year at SPED. And I think this one is right up there. I think, and it's crazy because, we have guys from all over the country, guys from Florida, guys from California. And even though you may not even, I'm an Oklahoma kid, so I grew up knowing history. Even though if you didn't know it, this whole entire week, you've seen what OU Nebraska is. Like you see Fox Game Day setting things up, you know, and like we're obviously the football players on campus. So like everybody in class is kind of whispering, you know what I mean? And like you sense and you feel the build up all week. You see the Fox stuff being built, and then you get to the game and like you feel emotions. You see Bob Stoops get inducted into the Hall of Fame. You see Trey Young here, you know what I mean? So like everybody felt it. Even if you didn't grow up here and even if you kind of didn't know, like everybody felt it. And then even for like the recruits, you know what I mean? Like the recruits are probably like, hey man, this is different.
Got time for one more, guys. Let's go to Parker Thune.
Yeah, Pat, I'm just curious, kind of collecting perspectives on DJ Graham's interception, which might be the play of the year in college football. So what'd you see on the play, and what kind of a player is DJ? Because from all accounts, that's the type of play that he makes every single day in practice. At least that's what we were told.
I mean, what I see, I'm running, I turn my head, and I'm like, oh. No, it's just a crazy play. And then I think we're just used to it from DJ. And then it's crazy because like I think everybody knows this, but like last year he tried to switch back to offense because I mean he was an offensive guy, receiver, and like he's always the guy like in practice, you know what I mean? Like where everybody's running through, catching the ball with two hands, DJ jumps up and catches one hand. And then you know, he just always doing crazy things like that, and everybody's on the jugs, and you know, he'll catch his jugs at the end, like one hand. You know what I mean? So it's just as DJ, you know what I mean? I think it's crazy seeing his growth and his maturity because, you know, of course, we're down some guys at corner. Woody just got hurt. And then, you know, other guys, you know, they were sick this week. So DJ stepped up in a big manner, leading the corner room and becoming a guy for us.